Buzz up, my warriors, wind your neck in, and let's get wrecking. Now, dream fast with me, if you will, back to the forgotten prehistoric wastes of a world before Siege. What, about 15 months back? When Hasbro launched one of their famous and never contentious fan polls, basically to find out which toys we feel like complaining about this year, presenting us with a choice of 3 versus packs: Wheeljack versus Spinister, Trax versus Needlenose, and Mirage versus Impactor. The last of which obviously won, because Impactor, bitches love wreckers, and naturally everybody universally rejoiced at the result, and no more was said on the matter until the twin pack was released and nothing confusing happened and everything was perfectly great forever. Except no, that could never happen, could it? Because what actually happened was the Versus pack did come out, but with a clear blue plastic Mirage and a third wheel Power Dasher weaponizer repaint that literally nobody asked for. Meanwhile, the actual Mirage and a way less cool Impactor both hit the shelves individually at the same time as the Versus pack. What? Hasbro, babe, can't you just be cool, just once? And on top of that, as everyone was tiresomely quick to point out, Impactor ain't a Decepticon. What's he doing going up against good old Mirage? Well, that one I can let slide, because while Impactor's never actually been on the side of the baddies, he is a pretty big asshole. So it does make sense to me that he might butt heads with the good-natured Mirage sooner or later. But it's probably going to be less a full-on battle to the death and more like a Twitter beef with laser guns. Besides, look at these versus lineups. It's classic bankable Autobots versus Z-list cult fave baddies. They needed a big name like Mirage in there, because like, who's gonna vote for Impactor versus Birdbrain? But anyway, here we go with Siege Impactor, sporting the slightly stodgier of the 2 head sculpts, because the nice one's packaged with $40 worth of toys I don't want, and this was the one that they had in the shop while I was in there. $16.99, let's get this on with. So rather than the slick Spartan style IDW head, this is the 80s Marvel UK retro noggin, or as I call it, Impactor Senior. Ha! Check him out there, looking surly and stern with his hard-ass helmet and giant crusty mohawk. And that kind of sums up Impactor's whole vibe. He's just severe. He's such an old school, hard-boiled, wily old buzzard. He's rough and ready and built to last. He's flat and square and he don't care. And that's what we like about him. He's Impactor, not Helveticor. But he is in fact so staunchly no bullshit that he sort of feels like a throwback to the pre-Prime Wars Chug figures. I mean, he is perfectly at home in Siege as a larger deluxe dude, but I feel like he could have come out any time between 2006 and 14 and just slotted right in. Like a shelved older design that they finally trotted out now that the fan poll proved there was demand for Impactor. Not saying that's what happened, but I'd believe it. Anyway, the body's a big, bold-faced block of Autobot beefcake, replete with sort of recessed titty square inverse pectorals, along with a cheeky plain lines insignia auto-filled with his native purple for that unintentional shattered glass flavour. He's also loaded up with triple backpack ability, an extremely strange underboob waist swivel, a full 90-degree abdominal hinge for the old Dreamwave crunch and reach, and what appears to be a shoulder-mounted shockwave head. Gotta say, I'm heavily taken with the colours. Like, the margarine yellow and dairy milk purple are definitely a rare mix for an Autobot. I mean, it's basic counterpoint colour wheel work, but work it do. Anyway, Impactor's arms are just classically cool, chunky robo limbs that go super hard on the Siege firepower frenzy. Because check it out, both his arms and his rifle are just bristling with posts and ports like an absolute blast action hero. His hands even swap out for extra ones, and this suspiciously jaggedy pistol gives you some classic Marvel harpoon handhook mancardor. Also, his shoulder blocks really remind me of Rook. Could that possibly be a Collector Club callback? Legs are looking fabulously flared, flanked with cool-ass tank tread long johns. Feet have got these tasty toes, and the tilts default to a harsh 20-degree slant to give him a serious Sepultura strength stance. Bit on the empty side though, like these shin gaps are extremely tough to ignore, because they are big, they are deep, and they are obvious. Like, I'm trying to do some cool action poses, but the leg voids just suck my eyes right to them, like a fun vacuum. They don't even help him transform, it's just poor show. Anyway, as per his obligations, Impactor's up to all the standard Siege tricks, like the little gun pops, touch of the old scratch and scuff, ultraviolet Easter egg download code, one guess what is what, yeah. But yes, big day for Impactor. Check you out, getting your own toy and everything. And the robot mode's pretty standard. Like, there's nothing mind-blowing going on, and the legs really do drag him down. But on balance, I can't hate him. He's alright. He's fine. He'll do. He's mostly coasting on the name and the novelty factor, isn't he? Which, you know, why not if you can get away with it? Impactor's great at getting away with stuff. Right? I want a record rule order. A party every day. I want a record. It's such Transformation is hilarious. I don't know why, but the first time I saw how his legs worked, I laughed for about 20 minutes. And this alt mode is all business, baby. Yes, indeed, this is Fantasy Space Tank Impactor. Most frequently seen rolling into the ruckus with his mates Goblin, Thespian, and Orc Performer. Because Impactor, right? Impactor. Is that too stupid to exist? But check it out, it's definitely ready to wreck with this massive main cannon, these two sunken secondary phasers, I guess, along with these subtle sculpted side blasters, nasty-ass ram tusks, the old shockwavy shoulder blaster, and like a roof knife, plus, you know, whatever else you got lying around. And it's a truly mean-looking baddie mangler. Or it would be if it wasn't bright yellow. But it's solid and chunky and great fun. Like, it's got this nice but narrow tread base that just barely accommodates the massive oversized turret, which itself does a full 360 spin on a slightly awkwardly positioned axis and reveals an unfortunate thigh gap. It's deeply imperfect, and I am here for that. But dude, this seriously feels like an old-style classics toy. In a good way, like it certainly holds up among the Siege gang, whatever that means, but it just has that certain vibe, you know? It might just be because that's how long it's been since we've had a solid traditional deluxe tank former that wasn't encumbered with combining or cockpits or whatever. And I don't know, it's got its problems, but it is an alright figure. It's just kind of weird that this came out in 2019. There's nothing especially clever or cutting edge about it that they couldn't have pulled off before. But what it does mean is it's nice and non-era specific, so it fits in with the rest of the wreckers. Because they have definitely been drip-fed through several different design phases, but check them out, all hanging out together like a picture-perfect little violence family. And Impactor 100% looks the part as a convincingly commanding tall-ass deluxe, and I enjoy that he's not quite as hefty as Roadbuster or Springer, either of the Springers. It just gives him like an extra layer of grizzled grandpa gravitas. But come with me on this for a sec. Did Roadbuster invent Siege? He's got the spacey vibes and the way too many guns and the ports everywhere. Is Siege just all the characters doing a Roadbuster? Was he like a stealth Siege proof of concept that they slipped into the mainline 5 years ago to see how we felt about it? Is it a coincidence that there was a headmaster about that time and a combiner right before that? Were the last 3 or 4 lines all foretold in earlier generations? Or are those just the things that Transformers generally do? Combining headmasters, having lots of guns, and I'm just sat here trying to force them into a sort of zero stakes conspiracy theory. Does it matter? No. It's just a thing I noticed. Who cares? We're just going to end up back at G1 anyway. It's just going to be a perpetual cycle of different stages of G1 until we're all dead, isn't it? Anyway, my name's Thew. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you want some more, because it's never not 1984. Random patron shout-out. Hey, another one in the bag. Boom, bitch. So yes, big shout-outs to all the new patrons who've rolled up recently, and especially to Charles Goodson. Catch you later, baby.
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Limited appeal, keeping it real.